Man, what's up, everybody? This is Life,
What it do? It's Swallow.
And this is Adrian.
and this is Just Do the Damn Thing podcast.
Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn
No? Okay. What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning back in to another episode of Just Do the Damn Thing Live. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the book that has influenced us the most. We'll just go ahead and hop right into it. Joe wants to talk about his book first. Joe, take it.
So my book that influenced me, and it's actually recent, me and my wife read this book together. It's called The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. I love this book because it really changed my perspective on financial literacy.
Okay.
So it talks about, one of my favorite quotes from there is, live like no one else so you can live like no one else. So pretty much like giving up all these things that are material and all these random things and be comfortable with the situation you're in.
Right.
Because you don't need to have a ridiculous expensive house. Mm-hmm. You could be living in something that's really
modest.
Modest. You don't have to have all these TVs everywhere. You can have a full-size bed rather than a queen or whatever.
Right.
You can get rid of some things,
okay,
and that will help you be able to save money and be able to gain wealth, pretty much. So that's kind of like the whole book is trying to teach you how money works. And he goes through different mutual funds, different types of life insurance, the types of people you need in your life to be able to do all those types of things. Having a financial person next to you, having a person that does different types of insurances and stuff like that, and a lawyer, obviously.
Yeah.
And like I love the take that he has on doing money.
And so what would you say is your favorite topic or chapter of that book?
So pretty much for me, every one of the chapters is great. The thing that I like the most is what I just said, is live like no one else so you can live like no one. That's my favorite. Like he randomly says it throughout the book, and every single time he says it, it links to something that,
Yeah. What that makes me think of is the quote that people say is to have, what's the quote? To have something you've never had, you must do something you've never done, or something. Do you guys know that quote?
I've heard that before.
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of. It's like getting a little uncomfortable, living a little more modest. You won't have these things that you can splurge and enjoy on and things like that. But on the back end, you're saving your money, you're investing it, and you're doing the right things with it.
Exactly. Like every single person that's in this book that actually talks about their story, because he has like real stories from the people that took his program, and like people be paying off cars like in no time because they double pay and get rid of one of their other payments. They sell one of their cars. They do all
Snowball
kinds of
effect.
They do all kinds of things. Yeah, exactly. They do all kinds of things to make them be put in a better financial position, and they're comfortable living the way they are for now. If they need to get a second job, they get it, and they need to realize that getting a second job may be a situation where you are away from the house more often. So the husband and wife need to realize that you may not have that quality of time that you want all the time, but it's for a means to an end.
Yeah, and then to that I was gonna say, and I'm sure he mentions it in the book, that you don't want to be working two jobs forever.
No.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, because some I know some people have gotten a second job. It's like, I'm saving up for a house, or I'm saving up for this, and then they end up staying there for like 3, 4, 5 years, and it's like, dude, it wasn't meant to be this long.
Exactly. He does. He definitely does say that, because that's why I said it's a means to an end. It's always do this now, so you don't have to worry about it later. And once you are capable of not working two jobs, now you can just kind of float with the setup you have financially if you do the correct things.
Yeah.
Because the people that keep those second jobs or third jobs are people that still don't understand the financial literacy.
Yeah.
So they have to keep
getting
working.
that extra money, they just spend it, they just blow
Exactly. They're buying Jordans, buying all kinds of blowing their money, or getting a house that's over budget. Like you shouldn't be spending so much money on a house if you can't really afford it.
Exactly, you can't really afford it. Like, what's the point? He said that you guys read it together. Did you have anything to add to that?
So his biggest thing about it is financial freedom. So he's all about one thing that
you're talking about the author, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing that he says that people may or may not agree on is basically be debt free of all like credit cards. He doesn't believe in credit cards at all.
Right.
He doesn't believe in even having like a mortgage necessarily. Like
Right.
his whole thing is he says he believes in like a 0 credit score. Like you should have to pay. You should get to the point where everything's cash. Like you shouldn't be.
Which would be beautiful. But...
Yeah. That's not the reality that we all live in, but that's his whole thing. And some people agree or disagree with that because you'll have other books like we read that talks about having a good credit score, period.
Right.
His thing is to get off of the credit cards at all. Like the snowball effect is what he mentions to do in the 10 baby steps, which you didn't, or 5 baby steps. I can't remember how many baby steps it is. 7? I don't remember. Is 2 of the biggest things he talks about there. And the snowball effect is, if you want me to explain it,
real quick.
Is basically like you pay off your smallest debt first, and then the payments you were making on that, you snowball it into the next smallest debt. The rest of the credit cards, so you basically like line them up from smallest to biggest.
Right.
And then you focus all your extra money on the smallest debt first. And then after you pay that off, you snowball that into the next smallest debt. But all the rest are paying minimum payments until you get to, so any extra money you have, like, oh, I made $100 selling this, whatever. Like, you would snowball that into your credit cards until they're all gone. And he basically lines out, I think, 7 baby steps. I can't remember. That you're supposed to follow to basically be financially free. And the first one, which we're still in the first one, is pay off all of your debt, like not including your house.
Okay, that's what I was saying, because paying off your debt's like a mortgage. That's like, I don't know, Dave Ramsey. I don't got $200,000 just sitting around.
No, it's paying off all your debt, including your house. But the problem, like, we're good on that, except for I have student loan debt, so he includes that in there.
Right.
Which is not a lot, but it's still there.
Yeah.
So, like, some people are stuck in certain baby steps for a while, but again, he says, like, throw all your extra money at it. He believes every dollar has should have a purpose or an assignment, I guess you should say.
Okay.
So he like budget to the penny kind of thing. Any like miscellaneous funds, like I even have like cash envelopes in my wallet that are specified for certain items or cards or whatever the case is.
Pretty much there should be a goal for every single penny you make.
It should be an assignment. It should be assigned to something. So no money, because he says, any money that's not managed is mismanaged kind of thing. You know what I mean? So like if it doesn't have an assignment, then it just...
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's going to eventually just disappear.
Yeah, it's going to disappear. Like, where'd all my money go?
Yeah. So definitely loved it.
Nice.
Yeah, that was an amazing book because like even my dad like has taught me that since I was a kid. Like, one of the things that he always told me is to buy everything cash. Like if it was up to him, he wouldn't have any credit cards either. Yeah. He had like only 2 credit cards that he ever really used, but most of the time he even told me is like if I can, don't even use the credit card, which is why some of his credit cards closed because he just stopped using them, and it makes a lot of sense because if you really, the way he explains it, if you really know financial literacy and how to get to financial freedom, those things that those credit cards are something that you won't even need once you get to those places. So it doesn't mean like just cut them up and get rid of them now necessarily, but there should be a goal to pay off every single one of them, and then once you pay off every single one of them, and you start to put them up, and then start to use what you would have been spending for a monthly payment for the other things that are in your way. So whether it be your student loan or anything else that you have in debt, now you can tackle those things. And once those are paid off, now you have a possible triple payment on your house.
Right.
And those types of things. That's what the snowball effect pretty much is.
And one of the things he does tell you too is actually baby step 1 is to save $1,000 as an emergency fund. And just don't touch it. Like it's funny because in the book he talks about different people, how they did it. Like one lady went and got a frame from like Michael's or something and put her money in there. because you want to put it in a place where you can't touch it. So like your regular
Yeah.
savings account, you can just easily transfer.
Right, right.
So he was like, pull it out and put it somewhere you can't get to it unless it's an absolute emergency. And so he said one lady went and got a frame and put it like put it in a Michael's frame or some type of glass frame and wrote on there and put on there in case of emergency, break glass.
Break glass.
Yeah, so it was like in a place
nice.
you can't actually get to it, you know. So I mean, I admire that, but yeah, so yeah.
That's funny. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then another book that you guys read together, I remember you guys mentioned, is your favorite book, the one that was most influential for you, The 5 Love Languages. Let's go ahead and hop into this one. Why was this book so influential for you?
I would say this is the most influential. This is the first one I could think of.
It was the first one off the top of the head?
Only because, again, we discussed this, I thought it was like more like, oh, a self-help book. I read a lot, but I don't read self-help books. I'm more of a novel, fiction, mostly young adult, because I like to recommend books to my kids. But me and Joe were having a lot of, I mean, it's just a random, normal couple thing to go through areas of miscommunication, right? Or just missing.
It happens.
You're like, and we've talked about this in previous podcasts, like how we were just like, I didn't get why he wasn't seeing what I was doing as love, and he wasn't get what he was doing as love, and we were just missing each other until I watched another podcast talking about this very thing about 5 love languages. And how you might be speaking 2 totally different languages when it comes to love. And I didn't even think about that. Like, because if you ask someone to define what love is, they're probably going to tell you different than somebody else. And they're going to tell you based on what they feel love is.
Right.
And so that's when I was like, we should read this book. And this is when we were on like a thing where we were like trying to read books together as a couple. Kind of fell off that. I was telling that the other day.
We can get back on it.
Get back on the horse.
So this was like the second, or maybe second, third. Yeah, we read, I think
it's our second book.
That we read together. We read it pretty quick because it was very interesting, like the way it sets it up and the way it lined it up. So like it basically tells us like how, like I said, everybody views love differently, and the language you might be speaking is not the language your partner's speaking, but it also tells you how can you speak your partner's love language and what is that. And so the first thing, remember, we did was took that quiz that I told you to take, and that's when we were like, oh wow, like your love language is words of affirmation, and this is how you see love, and that's what his is, and mine is acts of service. And so it tells you in the book, like, if your partner's love language is acts of service, do these things. If your partner's love language is words of affirmation, it gives you like little tips you can use. And so we try to make it a point to actively speak each other's love language, and it helped a lot because then we finally saw each other like, oh, okay, so when I clean the house, you don't see that as what I see that as.
Right.
Like, because that was always me. Like, I'm like, oh, the house is clean and I cooked dinner for you and everything was good when you got home, and you just is like, whatever.
Just shrugged it off.
Yeah, and I'm just like, not that he didn't appreciate it, but he didn't see it the same way I saw it. Like, oh my gosh, like, whereas the other, like, if he said to me, you're awesome, you're a great teacher, and you're amazing, and I'm just like, okay, thank you, and I'm okay, like, not thinking like I don't need that necessarily, and he's like, well, I'm showing you love here, and I'm like,
right.
You are, and he's like, I tell you all the time, and I'm like, don't tell me, show me, but
So,
again, missing each other's love
right.
language.
And then what I also wanted to ask in the book, so it shows you how to appeal to somebody's love language. Does it also show you how to like express your love language more?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the end, it gives you like, I don't know if it. What do you mean?
You mean express your own love language?
Yeah, exactly. Like express your own, so your partner can better understand what it is.
Explain your own love language?
Yeah, like.
Well, it explains each one. Each chapter, like there's like 7 or 8 chapters, and it's pretty short. Each one just explains like what that love language is and.
Okay,
what
so
they
I guess
think
what I'm trying to say is like how can a person change themselves?
So what can the other person do that will speak to your love language, pretty much, right? So if you're able to explain, if I'm able to explain to her, what
exactly.
my love language is, so she'll be able to do it on a more consistent basis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what I'm working on. It does actually go through that where you need to like write things down on like your own feelings and everything.
Oh,
like
okay.
That. And,
I like that. Okay.
write
it tells
down
you.
pretty much every day. Write down the things that you see that your spouse is doing, and how did it make you feel when they did that specific thing?
Right,
and
right.
what would you do to change that specific thing? And you need to go over it with their spouse so they can understand, like, yeah, you did that. I didn't see that as love language, but when you did this,
Okay,
that
that's
right
nice.
there,
Yeah.
Now that
was
makes for some
amazing.
good conversation. That's some good communication right there, right? Because you get to understand each other better.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so it tells you, gives like different plans on how to communicate, like I said, not, it also tells you like why is that, how that person, I want to say how, like explain like words of affirmation, like why someone might be their love language for whatever reason.
Okay.
So it kind of goes into, you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, because like for me with acts of service, it might have been like, you grew up with like a single parent, or like you grew up with a mother that was, or a parent that they didn't say I love you a lot, but they
Right.
brought home, pizza. I don't know.
Exactly.
And so
Yeah.
that's just kind of how you were molded over time, or you grew up with parents that constantly
Like for me,
told you.
Right.
I grew up with parents where they cleaned the house all the damn time, and it wasn't like something that was shown
But when they
love.
talk,
when
they would
talked
talk
to
a
me,
lot.
Right.
They always talk to me. Like my mom told me she loved me all the damn time, and she would always say how proud she is of me. And my dad, being a sports person, every single time I did well in sports, it was like a hooray situation, and that made me feel
Right,
really
right.
good.
Nice.
So that's how I grew. That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
That's nice. I wish my mom told me she loved me growing up.
And that's
She did tell you she loved you.
In another
own
way.
way.
In another
In
way.
another way, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like I said, it's more of a Hispanic Mexican thing where
It's
the
a black
mom
thing, too.
and the dad, a black thing too, where like the parents will just straight up not tell you I love you. You
They'll
know, but they
say-
do have other ways to show it though.
Especially like the dads. You got a roof on your head, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You got
roof over
food,
your head.
right?
My mom definitely
You got
said it a lot
clothes on
more.
your back, don't you?
Okay.
You're like,
See, well, your
alright.
mom was a beautiful woman.
But my dad said it in a different way. Like again, he translated it to more sports.
Right,
situation.
sports and like encouraging you, like,
Encouraging
good
me all the
job,
time,
man.
you
Good.
know.
Okay, that's
Oh, you
nice.
got a perfect swing because he loved my that I love baseball.
In baseball, yeah. Okay, nice. That's cool. That's a very interesting book. Jessica, if you're watching, we need to read this book.
Did they take the quiz?
I
Did she take the
recommend
quiz?
both-
I told her to take the quiz. She did not take the quiz, but yeah, I'm sorry if you did. Yeah, you just didn't tell me. I don't know, but we definitely need to read this book. It seems like it's a great book for couples to read together.
Very much so.
Very much
Because
so.
it will definitely give you
Insight.
an insight and a way better perspective on how people show their love and how many different personalities are out there. And,
Right.
And it could translate better.
And again, if you just want to I think as every goals married couple is to be what your spouse needs you to be as far as that area, right?
Right.
And so, it just definitely showed that, okay, I need to consciously, and again, I need to consciously think to tell him, because in my head, I'm like, I tell him all the time that he does
Yeah.
great. But in my head, you know what I mean?
You
So
gotta
then I was like,
verbalize
okay,
it.
I need to consciously say it when I'm thinking it. And say in the other way around. He's like, I think about doing stuff sometimes. I just, whatever, something gets distracted or whatever. So now he's like, I just get up and do it. And so then, and if we found that with us, it might not happen with everybody, but I don't know. I'm assuming maybe it's a flow. So he'll do something and I'll tell him, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I mean it. Like, I'm not like
Right.
just saying, and then he'll want to do something else because it's like, oh wow, like now
Yeah.
you're feeding my love language and I'm feeding yours.
Right,
and
it's a cycle at that point.
Yes,
Oh, nice.
yes.
I like
it
that.
makes it feel so much more. It makes you feel like you're actually being noticed at that moment now. Because
Yeah.
like now that I'm doing something for her, she sees it as love, and then in return she'll say something encouraging about the fact that I'm doing
Exactly.
what she loves. And so so now I'm like, oh, she's finally saying the thing.
So let me do something else. So I can,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I need that in my life. I
Yeah.
need that.
Now I'm like, let him do something else so I can say something,
Yeah.
Or now I just try to make sure I just say it, period, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not just when he does stuff, but just, just saying, it'll be okay, or everything's going to be okay, or you're always, whenever he does shows, I always say, you're always going to kill it. I already know, or whatever. Just try to.
Love those.
That's awesome. That's a vicious, good cycle that you would want to be into. You know what I mean? A lot of
Yes.
people have some cycles in life that are terrible, they're
Yes.
detrimental. That one would be beautiful, acts of service for affirmation, and it just goes back and forth. That's nice. So we'll go ahead and hop into my book. This is a very popular book amongst a lot of entrepreneurs and things like that. It is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This book is just amazing. It's fiction. It's a novel in a sense, but it's small. It's not very long, but I love that because I don't love to read big books. But this book is just amazing because it teaches you so many different just lessons in life. So I'm gonna just go ahead and go through this list that I have here. Like the biggest thing is it teaches you to follow your dreams. So the boy, the main character's name is Santiago, and he literally has a dream that there's this hidden treasure out in, I think it's Egypt, and I think he lives in Spain, I think it is. And then so he literally, and so he's a shepherd, so he has sheep, he has like a flock of sheep. He like shaves them or whatever, then he'll sell their, what's it called, fur or whatever?
Their coat.
Yeah, so, and then he'll like go into the town and he'll sell that, then that's how he makes his money. He travels town to town doing that, right? And he loved it. Like he didn't have any trouble being a shepherd. Like he was fine with that life. And I think no, his parents weren't shepherds, but he told his parents he wanted to be a shepherd, and they were like, I don't know, but if you want to, we support you, kind of thing. And then he started to have dreams about a hidden treasure somewhere. And then he just said, you know what, F it, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. So he goes and he sells his sheep, and basically he goes on this journey of the unknown. He just goes on this journey to follow his dreams into a foreign country, and along the way he learns a lot of lessons. Like the biggest thing was that he believed in his dream so much and that he wanted something different for his life, and he just had the faith and kept going, and he never turned back. Because throughout his journey, he had the opportunity, he had money. So he had sold his sheep, he had money, then he got robbed, and then he got money again, and then he's like, I could buy more sheep than I had before. You know, I could buy some more sheep, go back to my life, and I'm good, because he was providing for himself like that. Like he was doing fine. Yeah. But he's like, no, you know what? I have this money, but I'm going to keep pushing forward because I know that there's something better for me, you know, if I keep going down this journey. You know, so that's what I love about it, is that it teaches you to keep going on your journey. Have faith, keep pushing. You could turn back, you know what I mean? So at any point he could have turned back. Like he didn't have to go through all that stuff, like getting robbed and all these other things that he experiences on his journey. Like he didn't have to do that. He could have just went and lived a simple life as a shepherd, you know. But he kept pushing. What else did it say? It teaches you to overcome fear, especially being in unknown places, unknown situations. Because like I said, I think he went from Spain and he was going to Egypt on his travel, because I think he had like a buried treasure waiting for him at the pyramids. I think it's what it was. So as you can imagine, and the boy, he's only like 14, 15 years old, you know what I mean? So, and he's traveling from Spain to Egypt on his own. You know, he has nothing but the money that he got from selling his sheep. And as you can imagine, that can be frightful for anybody, let alone a 15-year-old boy. But again, he had so much faith in what he embarked on, and he just kept pushing no matter what, being robbed, getting beat up, and all kinds of other things. Like he just kept pushing. And then what else did he do? There's two other things that I want to talk about. So the next one is it teaches you patience. So he had gotten to a point to where he was broke. He didn't have anything. He had just gotten robbed. He's in an unfamiliar country, and he's like in a small town where people just kind of pass by. There's like vendors and stuff like that. Merchants, I guess that's what they called them back then. And so he goes and he doesn't have any money, but this guy, he owns a crystal glass shop. So he sells like glass bowls, cups, you know, things like that he makes out of glass. And he offers the boy a job, you know what I mean? He wasn't paying him much, but he was making some money there. And so what I liked about it taught him patience, because he ended up staying there working with the guy, because keep in mind, he's still on his journey to Egypt, you know, this whole time. And he ends up staying working for this guy at the crystal shop for like 2 years. You know what I mean? So even though he was going through that situation, he never lost sight of what his journey was, you know what I mean? And I think that applies to regular life. Like a lot of people like how many people do we know, like after you graduated high school, they go to college, then they get the job on the side, and then they just stick to the job working at whatever it is, the grocery store or whatever. But you finished college.
Yeah, but it took me a long time.
That's fine as long as you finish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we know those people that just like they left college and then they go on this job and they tell themselves, oh, it's just temporary while I get on my feet. I got to get my own place, whatever it is, right? And then they just completely leave college, like. You know what I mean? Like they lost sight of what their goal was, right? Because originally it was college, and then the boy in the story could have did the same thing. He was making some money with the merchant, with the guy who was selling the crystal glass. Like he could have stayed there. He could have made his money. But no, he was like, no, I still have this journey. I still have this goal that I'm trying to accomplish. So that's what I loved about it. Teaches you patience, especially just in life in general, the things that we're trying to accomplish.
That it definitely applies to us because it's like we're always going to be in the beginning when you're starting your own business. It's going to take a while before it's already said that it takes on average 10 years before you see a really good thing of profit.
Exactly.
So and if you're not patient and you're not actually going through the motions, you'll go crazy because you're like, man, when is this going to work out for me?
Man, I can't tell you how many times I said that.
Man, it's like this. I want to like that goes through my head all the time. It's like maybe I should
like
just
for
quit.
what? Maybe just quit. But then I always tell myself, then I quit and then go do what? You know what I mean? Like what else do I want to do with my life? What else do I want to do with my time? So I love that in the book because we gotta have patience. And you, as you were going through school, you had to have the patience. Like that's one of the main reasons why I stopped going to college was because I just didn't have it wasn't what I really wanted, so I didn't have the patience for it. You know what I mean? So this book is great on that. And then it has this great quote that I really love. About overcoming the fear of death. This is a topic that we talked about here in the past. He meets this guy, and the guy basically tells him in the book, today is just as good a day to die as any other. You know what I mean? When I read that, I was like mind blown, because it really is. You know what I mean? We all have the same fate. We're all gonna die at some time. So whether
why not today versus tomorrow?
Exactly, or in 20 years from now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the difference if you die today or 20 years from now? So basically saying like, keep going on your journey, keep doing your thing, because you could die at any time.
That makes
so
sense.
whether you die right now, I like to think of 50 Cent, get rich or die trying. You know what I mean? If you die before you get rich, so what? You know what I mean? You were gonna die at some point.
Can't take the money with you.
And that too, you can't take the money with you. You know what I mean? So I love that quote. Today is just as good as any other day to die. So we should live with no fear. Keep going on our journey. Stay present. Stay grounded. Keep pushing. Do you guys have any questions about the book?
It just definitely reminds me of of Joe in the sense that that's like I've had to have that switch that mindset because I was a dreamer, but not in the sense of entrepreneurship, which that's to me a bigger dream than what I had, which was just like be a teacher.
Having your own business.
Yeah. So like I had we talked about this before, like my whole concept of marriages or even life was, I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna become a teacher and then I'm gonna just be a teacher until I retire. And then my husband's gonna go to college or possibly just have a career and he's just going to work and then we're going to retire and that's it. And I married someone who that's not what they wanted at all.
Yeah, like,
he supports me and my wanting to be a teacher, but he's like, and I remember we fought about that before because I was like, why can't you just like take your emotions out of it and just go to work and make money and so we can just live, you know? And he's like, because that's not what I want for my life. And it took me a while to like really turn that on and say, okay, I need to like support him in this, you know, because that's a big aspiration, that's a big dream, and all I want for him is to be successful.
Of course,
you know
and to
I mean?
be happy. And
it's hard when you just, that's not I was never like, I want to own a business. Even though he gets on me all the time and said, there's plenty of things he says to me all the time, you have a business mindset, you just push it under the rug somewhere.
You just bury it down because you're so in this culture. We're taught to go to college. And
get your job and that's it.
Or just do a 9-to-5 without college or whatever.
Yeah, but
you just clock in and out.
I'm saying that that's what's like pushed on you in school. So when you're going to elementary and all that kind of stuff, that's the things they always tell you. Is
go to college. That's how you're going to be successful.
They don't say, hey, go learn how to fix this car. That's not what.
Yeah. Or go buy some t-shirts, sell them, then flip it, buy some more t-shirts, and the next one, buy some socks and some t-shirts. Like, they don't teach you that. They say, go to college and go work for somebody else. And
be a doctor, lawyer.
Whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's why a lot of entrepreneurs love this book. You know what I mean? It's popular amongst a lot of successful entrepreneurs, musicians, artists. They love this book because it does teach you that. It teaches you that you got to keep pushing no matter what. Stay on your journey, stay on your path, and good things will happen to you. It also has another great quote that says, when you're on your journey to fulfill your destiny, the whole world conspires to help make it happen for you. You know what I mean? And I think that kind of goes on with like.
It resonates when you're being yourself and you're starting to show the world that, hey, I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
They pursue on, you know.
Yeah, because
they congregate towards it.
Yeah, because people love to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just what's the word? You just affect everybody around you, and they just want to be a part of it, and they want to help you. And I think kind of has to do with the law of attraction as well. You know what I mean? As long as if you're being real with yourself and you're being true to yourself, pure with yourself and with God, like God is gonna help make these things happen for you. You know what I mean? So this is a very beautiful book. I definitely recommend you to read it, Joe.
Yeah,
I think it would be very beneficial.
Quite a few books that I'm gonna be reading soon. I'll put this one in there.
Yes, sir. So we'll go ahead, hop into the next segment. Appreciate you guys for sticking by. What else do we have today? Is it the Today I Learned? Yes, it is. Joe, go ahead and take the first one for us, please.
Today I learned that when a hurricane is approaching, Walmart sales of strawberry flavored Pop-Tarts increased by over 7% or 7 times.
7 times.
Wow. What?
Why strawberry though?
Strawberry Pop-Tarts.
Jesse knew that was coming. But why strawberry?
Well, strawberry Pop-Tarts are flames, though, son.
That's
like my favorite.
I like the
cherry,
brown cinnamon
brown
one better.
Sugar.
Brown sugar. I like that one better than the strawberry.
I'm all strawberry.
I don't like cherries, but cherry flavored Pop-Tarts are bomb too.
Is it because it's the most it's already the most popular, right?
Strawberry.
So what does it have to do with the hurricane though?
So a lot of people don't toast their Pop-Tarts. They just eat them out the package, which I don't like that. No. Maybe that's why they're like, hey, this is a food I can eat on the go.
But that's any Pop-Tart.
I don't know.
Like, why is it the strawberry? Let us know. Where's it? Florida, you guys have a lot of hurricanes. Why the strawberry Pop-Tarts? Let us know.
Because they're fire.
All right, what do we got next? Adrian, take this one.
Today I learned all of the platinum ever mined could fit inside the average person's living room. That's it?
What?
Wow.
All the platinum ever mined
could fit inside the average person's living room.
Wow.
That's not very much at all.
Yeah, that's not. So what's gold? How much has gold? I mean, I would imagine it's way more than that, right? So wouldn't platinum be more valuable than gold? Since seems like there's less platinum, right?
Yeah, I thought it was more valuable than gold.
It is.
Is it? Mm-hmm. I thought gold was like the most precious metal.
No, I thought it was platinum.
No?
But I thought that's why they do it in the album sales. Platinum is higher than gold. I don't know.
Oh, it is? Dang.
If you go platinum, it's better than going gold.
Right.
That's why I always thought of it like that.
You guys remember back in the early 2000s, the rappers used to wear platinum chains, remember that? And then now it's like it's gold. It was probably fake back then.
Probably served.
No, that was fake.
Oh, there it goes.
Platinum rings are heavier and more pure than gold. They are more valuable.
Yes,
What?
so.
While gold and platinum are similar in price per gram, platinum is denser, so more of it is used when making a ring. Okay, because they use more of it. Wow, okay. I learned something new today. That platinum is more valuable than gold. What the heck?
I want to know how big this average living room is.
Yeah. My living room ain't that big.
Stacked too?
Your guys' living room is much bigger than mine. I still haven't met your new house, by the way.
Whenever you want to come. I feel like that was a poke there.
We'll talk about that later. Let's see. Today I learned that 1 in 3.
1/3.
Oh, 1/3. I'm sorry. Today I learned 1/3 of people regularly eat insects every day. Insects contain high amounts of fiber, protein, vitamins, and minerals.
That's true, because I heard isn't there a certain percentage you can put in chocolate per the FDA?
What?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
certain
yeah.
percentage of insects
covered
that are
cockroaches?
allowed. No, just in regular
Cockroaches?
chocolate. Just in a
Chocolate
regular
ants.
just in a regular candy bar in cocoa or cocoa. There's a certain percentage of bugs. Yeah, acceptable amount of insects that can go in chocolate.
What? Hold
So-
on. So it says a third of people in the world? Because
Yes.
this isn't American.
No, but I'm saying it's just in food and anything you eat, it might have insects in it.
Yeah, like crushed.
Just
up
regular
like-
stuff.
Yeah.
Just it might have a small insect in your strawberry that you're eating and you don't even know.
Right. Well, that's just because they're dirty.
No, but I'm saying I think that's what it's saying. I don't think it's saying you're actually picking up a bug and eating it.
Oh, I thought-
I'm saying in your
I thought it
regular
meant,
everyday
like-
food, you might have insects. and
Oh,
you're eating
okay. I
them
thought it
often.
meant like food was prepared with insects
no.
intentionally
Oh, so that's-
for some protein.
I'm not doing that.
That actually happens in some places.
Right. Yeah. It does. It
Jesse,
does.
what is the FDA amount approved of I'm just curious.
How much
amount.
insect is allowed in my Hershey's?
Because I know there's a percentage
my
that the
Snickers with a side of
that blew me away when I was like, what? You're allowing a certain percentage of
Maybe I shouldn't wash my strawberries
See?
anymore.
60 insects per 100 grams of chocolate.
What?
2 typicals of store-bought chocolate.
Why
is
they
deemed
put
safe for-
cockroaches? That's gross.
That's what I just said. I said I want my
Cockroach
Snickers
parts.
with a side of cockroach.
It contains cockroach parts, it says.
Dang, that is insane.
See, odd bug bits. 125 grams of chocolate per may contain as good as 60 to 74 bug fragments.
That is
Doesn't that make you
insane.
want a Hershey's?
Yeah.
Man.
And my wife used to give me
Cockroach
crap for
bits are the
washing my
most common?
fruit
That's-
so much.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Well, you know, there's
Oh,
cockroach
bits?
are the most common in chocolate.
Ugh, probably, no. No, thank you. No, thank you. What's
I
next,
want
Joe?
some cricket legs. Today I learned almost 25% of non-driving teens in a survey say they're not licensed because they're scared to drive a car. 40.2% of teens think driving is scary, and 58% of parents are scared of them driving.
Sounds about right.
I'm surprised the parent percentage is so low. If
Just talking about this too because like my like stepbrothers and sisters, like I remember when I don't know, it's probably the same thing for you, but me and Joe were saying when we turned 16, I was on it. I was like, where's the
Yeah.
driving school?
Yeah.
I want my license. But like I have multiple like teenagers, even like his nephew, like
My
they took
niece still don't
forever to
have
get
her
a
license.
license.
Really?
Like and
How
they
old is
weren't
she?
even like
20. Oh no, she's 31.
31 and doesn't have
Yeah.
her license because she's scared?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's like more of a thing now, like
Yeah, it is.
Uber, Lyft. I'm not finna drive. Like for what? Like it's just more of a thing, and they're not like I don't know if it's just not driven of the generation, but they're just like I don't want to get a license, or they ain't like I said. As soon as I turned 16, I was like, how much it costs?
So, I know.
I had a job
I
and a
think
car
I tried
by
to
the time I was
sched-
16.
I think I tried to schedule my license test on my 16th birthday.
it
For
doesn't
real.
work like that,
I know
son.
it doesn't, but that's what I was ready to go.
Man, I
funny.
called the DMV multiple times. What the hell? Like asking all kind of questions about it.
I like,
I had the
girl,
book. Yeah, I know. And you gotta wait on DMV.
go
for an
clean your
hour and
room,
a half.
Adrian. Leave us alone.
But that's how much I wanted. I wanted my permit and I wanted my license quick.
I wanted-
And nowadays they just be like, I ain't got it. You be like, how old is you? 22.
I know. I was driving at 16, 17, no license. My parents couldn't afford no classes, but I was driving with no license. Like I wanted to drive. Like I wanted to go places.
Yeah,
you
that's
know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
saying.
But a lot of kids nowadays do love to stay inside and do things like, you know what I mean? Like you don't got to drive to your friend's house because you just turn on the
Got
Xbox.
Zoom and Xbox.
Or
You know what I
Lyft
mean?
or Uber.
Xbox
So
Live
somebody could
and
pick
that
you up.
too. Yeah, you get picked
Like in
up.
a lot of big cities, like their parents just have the Lyft app and they just say get a Lyft and go such and such.
Yeah.
Like I was just watching that show, Clickbait yesterday, and the guy on there, he was like 17, and he went to some girl's house and he literally just
Took a lift.
took a Lyft. And I'm just like, that's just a regular thing. Like,
Yeah, and those things are pricey.
Because like when I was because I used to drive for Lyft and Uber, and yeah, I would pick up like sometimes I would randomly pick up like 3 kids at a time, drop them off at random places.
That's crazy. What's next? Do we got one more, Adrian?
Today I learned some food company brands making decaf coffee use a chemical called methylene chloride, aka dichloromethane,
Yeah.
in the process to remove caffeine from the beans. The chemical is known is a cancer-causing agent.
Yep.
What?
I already knew that.
Ooh, that cafe Coelho
Hold on.
was up
Yeah,
there.
I always tell people that drink coffee not to drink decaffeinated ones because it's a huge, harsh, chemically based process to actually remove.
So you better off just having the coffee.
That is insane.
That's crazy.
Oh, and people drink decaf just for the flavor, I would assume.
No,
right?
well,
No,
and
they
they don't
drink
want
it
as
'cause
much
they
of
don't
a
wanna-
high, as much hyper,
Yeah,
as much.
Right,
they don't want
right.
The effects of the caffeine.
Yeah. Dang, they getting cancer out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If whenever you got to extract a natural occurring like
It's always
ingredient,
it's usually
chemical.
always chemically based when you're trying to extract something that's natural inside something.
yeah, like
So you
that's
better
not a
off
good
drinking
idea.
The coffee or not? You better off drinking the full strength coffee or just not drinking.
Yeah,
it
or
at
just
all.
not
Exactly.
drinking
Just
coffee
don't
at
drink
all.
coffee.
Like, I'm sorry, dude, don't drink coffee. There's teas out there. There's green teas. They're not as strong as coffee.
Exactly.
They got a little bit
I
of
like my
caffeine
coffee.
in it. Huh?
But I like my coffee, but I don't.
My wife loves coffee,
I
black
don't do
coffee. She
decaf.
just drink it like that.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I like a
Yeah.
little bit of coffee with my cream and sugar.
Your cream and sugar.
I like a splash of coffee.
Give me
Literally,
12
my coffee-
sugars.
My coffee is Puerto Rican or lighter. That's how I like my coffee. Puerto
Oh.
Rican or lighter.
We said Puerto Rican
Puerto
or
Rican
lighter.
lighter.
That's it for today. I learned, guys. So we appreciate you guys sticking around. This wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. So we'll go ahead and run some ads for them, and we'll be right back.
This show is brought to you by Canoodle Studios, and Canoodle Studios is brought to you by South Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Bullies got you down? Don't call mommy, call Tommy at South Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Need a tow? Locked out or out of gas? They've got you covered 24/7 at Extreme Roadside. Contact them at 661-496-1751 and check them out on Facebook. Extreme Roadside, where they don't win customers, they earn them. For the best hairstylists in Bakersfield, visit Salon 33, located at 3015 Callaway Drive, Suite 7. Make sure you're looking fabulous at work or at play. Salon 33, now under new management. Make sure you check out Mr. Cigar for all your tobacco, glass, and vape needs. Special orders? No problem. Mr. Cigar has got you taken care of. Located at 4701 White Lane. Open daily. Let the Garcia family square away your solar investment. Their customers have seen an average of a 20% increase in solar production from a quarterly contract. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Squared Away Solar Panel Cleaning. Check out Mike Dilla's new album, Masterpiece, available August 20th on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, and all your favorite streaming platforms. Featuring the new single, World War III. You don't want to miss this prolific album. Would you like to see your business or project featured on Canoodle Studios? Get your advertisement in front of the customers you're looking for. Contact Canoodle Studios on Facebook for a quote today. Thank you for watching Canoodle Studios. Catch this and all our other fine shows right here or on any of your favorite platforms. Now back to the show.
Man, what's up, everybody? So we're back, and we're going to jump right into the creative of the week. So the creative of the week this week is our friend Alex Zamora. He's an amazing painter. He can paint his ass off, man. I love all his artwork. Every single time I see him on Instagram.
He's versatile. He
he's
does different styles.
He does exactly. Does different styles. Uses markers sometimes. Uses different types of paint. He's just an all-around artist. He skateboards, but he's just an awesome dude, and that's.
And he did a painting for my favorite football player of all time, Terrence Newman. So big shout out to Alex for doing that, man. You're so lucky. God bless you.
Man. So we're definitely. Let me know if he did the damn thing. We're gonna show a little short clip of him painting and him doing his art.
Let us know. Okay, so he's doing the Mamba.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
John Witherspoon on the side. That's cool.
Oh,
Rest in
that
peace.
skull is sick.
Man.
And Kobe, rest in peace also. Oh, it's from
You
Friday
only
too.
had, you
Yeah.
win some,
Exactly.
you lose some.
He actually played that while he was doing his.
That's dope. It's fight another day.
I need to get
Scared to
something.
take
I
an
want
ass
something
whooping.
painted.
Huh?
You know what? I'm gonna ask him to paint a picture for my mom.
Oh, that
of
skull is
Prince.
sick.
I wonder how much
Kobe
he
is
charges.
sick. Nice.
I'm gonna get something painted.
Okay, 3 more. Is that Tyson? Mike Tyson on the right?
Mike Tyson's over there. 300 from 300.
Okay, what's that on the left? Huh, that's
Just
interesting.
another skull, but
Okay.
different way.
You see, even the middle one is already a different style from the rest of it.
Exactly. He's using markers on this one.
Mm-hmm.
He's just an all-around great artist. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I love that he can do many different styles. There's some artists that are just great at one style,
yeah,
but he does all of them very well.
exactly. Which is why I was going to hire him to do a mural in my studio.
Yeah, in the garage. I remember that. You should do that at your new house.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm still gonna do that. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he got down. He got down. Big shout out to Alex.
There you go. So that's his Instagram handle. So if any of you guys want to go follow him and do some commission work for him, definitely hire him. He's an amazing painter.
Mm-hmm.
Man, super dope.
I think he did the damn thing. Do you guys think he did the damn thing? Let us know
he did
below.
the damn thing.
Facts. It's not debatable.
It's not debatable.
For sure. So that's it for today, guys. We appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll be back at it again next week. So until the next time, we're out. Peace.
Deuces.
OMG, where we keep going cause the party don't stop. We turn up, doing our thing, just living our lives and we don't stop. Open my group so you know we won't flop. We on top, come to the party, you don't wanna